is Alison Anderson. I am originally from the East Coast, spent a long time in California, and now I live in Switzerland. So I've come all this way to nominate and represent my candidate Dubravka Ugrešić from the former Yugoslavia, now living in Holland.
My name is Mukoma Wagoge. I'm an assistant professor of English at Cornell University, and my candidate was Aminata Fona.
My name is Amit Majmudar. I'm from Columbus, Ohio, where I'm a diagnostic nuclear radiologist, and my candidate was the Scottish poet Don Patterson.
My name is Jordan Tannehill. I'm from Canada, and my candidate was Caryl Churchill.
It's for me a double victory in a way for Dubravka, because she's a non-English speaker, so her work is in translation, brilliantly translated, and she's a woman, so there on two counts, I think it's...
The process ultimately was quite painless and quite amicable, and I feel very proud of the candidate we've chosen.
And as far as the winner, Dubravka Ugrešić, I think that she's finally going to get her due on this side of the pond. As we all know, she's very, very well regarded, highly regarded in Europe, and I think that we are doing something that is long overdue by giving her the recognition of this prize.
So the book deals with exiled former Yugoslavians, right? You know, who are in Berlin, and it's great to have a book that's been translated, that's dealing with refugees. We know now, you know, there's a huge refugee problem from Syria and so on and so forth. So even though it's not dealing with Syrian refugees, it's still a very, very topical book.
But she describes the shared experience of that solitude, of finding yourself in a country where everyone speaks a foreign language, where everything is done differently. You know, so her essays are certainly something that I can imagine Michelle and Barack Obama reading them.
The Neustadt in relationship to other prizes is special, at least the way I see it, because it's not people from a single culture, a single language, a single academy, a single group sitting in judgment on all the writers of the world. Instead, it's sort of a motley bunch of people from a whole bunch of different origins and backgrounds.
You know, so it is a prestigious prize. Either way, there's no, you know, as prestigious, I would say, I'd go to say as the Nobel Prize, actually.
There's something really exciting about the Neustadt mandate as well, to shine a spotlight on writers of significance who've had major impact in the literary world, but who may not necessarily be household names.
In terms of the process itself, it's a fair process, you know, and I think at the end of the day, everybody wins. Being nominated for this prize, anybody who's nominated already has won, even though they don't get the actual check, right, you know. And also for us as well, you know, as jurors, to be associated with the prize.
The jury is extremely composite in a way that I think a lot of other prizes are not.
So it was very interesting. It was lovely to see everybody get so passionate about their authors, and to hear them explain in detail why they thought they should win, and you know, really how involved everyone was and how curious everyone was about the other authors.
So what's great about the Neustadt process is you spend an afternoon, basically a morning and afternoon, hearing from 8 other individuals about why they're passionate about these writers and about literature in general. And
then I thought the voting process was very interesting. You know, in the beginning it's sort of, you know, cross off a name and you don't think much of it, and then it sort of gets more and more intense and a little bit nerve-wracking.
The conversation is philosophical, it's political, it's very rigorous about the text itself, just about turns of phrase and syntax and, you know, expressive use of punctuation. I mean, it can get really granular and it can get very broad as well. I think that's really, there's very few rooms where you can have that kind of level of conversation about literature.
Okay, the best part of going to, let's say, a writers' festival is you get to hang out with other writers and you talk about writing, right? You know, so in that sense, being part of a juror, at some level, it's like being at a festival where you're spending time with other writers talking about writing.